Thank y'all very much. I'm the country counselor, also known as Lefty Winger, and I'll explain that in a minute. You know, one of the most frequent questions that I have asked is, why do you wear bib overalls? And I say, well, that's simple. I just love to dress up. I mean, where I'm from, we call these southern tuxedos. And they're very versatile. I mean, you can work out in the field in them all day, come home, put on a clean shirt, and go out to dinner. McDonald's. And we just love the drive-thru. I mean, you can get you a burger and shake and fries, drive out through the countryside and see if you can tell how much the corn's grown since last Saturday night. It's almost more than one can take in one setting. Now, I know that some of you have already figured out that I'm kind of country. The rest of you get it. I grew up in the country. I still live in the country, but I'm only 2 miles from a dollar store. That's right. We refer to it as the mall. And they've let us put benches out front, you know, a place to hang out. We can trade pocket knives, talk politics. I'm a retired family counselor. That's where the name country counselor came from. And since my retirement 3 years ago, I spent a lot of time writing about our country and the state of affairs and issues that's going on that we hear on the news every day. And I do that in poetry form. And I know that's kind of weird for an old person to do, but that's what I do. And I put out a series some time back that we call Register the Media. Now, I feel like that the media needs to be registered. And they need to register as either a reporter or a political activist. Now, they could be a political activist and still report. They would just have to identify themselves, give their name and say, I'm a political activist reporting live from Washington. That way we know who they are. See, every profession in our country, our doctors and our lawyers and our CPAs and engineers, all of them have to be educated. They have to be licensed. They have a code of ethics to follow. And the reporters have nothing. They can say anything they want to. And they're the most influential people in our country, yet there's no standards. And I think there needs to be. But anyway, when I put out that 7-poem series, I made a big mistake that I want to correct. And I talked about that we require sex offenders to have to register. Yeah, I know. So I want to take this opportunity to apologize to all of the sex offenders that I included you in with the media. I am sorry. You're better than that. So with that said, let's talk about Lefty Winger a minute. Like I said, Lefty is a reporter that we send out that reports on the lighter side of issues and he reports mainly for WFUN, where we use a little pun to make the news fun, a little bit, make a little lighter of the news that kind of depresses us a lot of times. And one of the latest things that Lefty has reported on has been a word that I know we're all sick of. And that's the word racist. You with me? So here's Lefty Winger about that issue. Lefty Winger reporting on the word racist. That's a word that none of us want to hear. And I am proposing that we eliminate that word and use words that none of us fear. Rather than say racist, use the word buttercup. Or you could use the word sweet pea. And see, this would unite us rather than dividing us. Or you could call them honeybee. It's time to take a totally different approach. How about doing a big group hug? Or How about calling one another sweetie pie rather than calling someone a thug? And here's something I think would just be a hoot. We would enjoy and have a lot of fun. When the media reports on President Trump, they would refer to him as Honey Bun. An example this morning, Honey Bun is on Air Force One. Traveling with him is First Lady Honey Bunch. They will be meeting with world leaders at the UN. They plan to have a working lunch. And I am tired of referring to people as black or white. Let's just call everybody green. We could have light green and dark green, but we don't refer to people as fat or lean. So why don't we stop calling people names and start applying the golden rule? We could eliminate a lot of division. Building up others would be a better tool. Lefty Winger reporting for WFUN, where we use a little pun to make the news fun. Thank you so much. Did you enjoy Lefty Winger? Good. What do you think of this new Green Deal? I mean, they want to eliminate airplanes, cars, and cows. Do you know how it hurts a country boy when they go to talk about eliminating cows? That's painful. That's painful. So naturally we had to send Lefty Winger out to give us a report about this new Green Deal. Lefty Winger reporting live from Washington on Congress's new Ketchup-Poot legislation, which is all part of the new Green Deal. All cows must now have their own registration. All cows must be registered like vehicles. The Democrats want to know how much gas they release. And each cow would have its own metering device. This plan was approved by Greenpeace. Each cow will have a Ketchup-Poot bag. The bag would be attached to their tail. And the methane gas they release would be captured. And Democrats said our plan will not fail. And Democrats want a census of all cows. This proposal was made on the House floor. The Democrats said counting them will be easy. You just count their feet and divide by 4. Each cow's metering device will be hooked to the IRS, so the IRS can calculate the tax. And for cows that produced a lot of gas, there would be a 70% max. The Green Plan supporters went on to say the farmers would run their farms on the captured gas. One farmer we talked to had this to say: Congress did not know their head from their grass. Lefty Winger reporting live for WFUN, where we use a little pun to make the news fun. Thank you all again. Are you about sick of all the drug commercials on TV? And what about the side effects? I mean, most of the time I'd rather have the disease than the side effects if you listen to them. I mean, I don't know why any of us take any of that stuff. But again, we sent Lefty Winger to give us some thoughts on this. So here's Lefty. If you get a freckle on the end of your nose, we have a cure for sure. And we can remove that unsightly creature. But now some side effects you may have to endure. Some people have gone blind. Others just can't see. But now we can remove that unsightly freckle. Oh, I certainly don't want one on me. Some get dizzy on our medication. Others have been known to faint. But now we can certainly get rid of that freckle. But we do get a few complaints. Some may experience paralysis to the point that they can't even walk. But now we can get rid of that freckle. Some have lost their speech and can't talk. Some experience nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. You may even experience weight loss. But now we can get rid of that freckle. Some have lost their teeth, but no more need to floss. So if you experience any of these symptoms, call your doctor if you can still get to the phone. While on our medication to get rid of that freckle, you probably should not be left alone. Lefty Winger reporting to WFUN, where we use a little tone.